Welcome, guys. We're streaming on lichess and Twitch. I'm William Paschall. We can call me Slaggy. The troll in the roll is challenging to 1500. Is challenging to chess 960. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Let's get it started. All right, how's the webcam angle? I'd rather turn the lamp off, but it's a little bit dark in the room if I do that. Looks like a glowing ember in the background. Somehow I feel like my webcam angle changed. Very strange. So Troll, we'll get around to your challenge. Welcome everybody. Very strange that Asterbait's not here. He's always here. Maybe Fridays is his day off. We've got friends online. Shall remain nameless. Alright, everybody's welcome to play. We're taking challenges 5-3 through just 5-3 actually. I'm used to doing longer challenges, but on Fridays we're taking open challenges from everybody who has an established account here on lichess and Twitch. Not just subscribers, but everybody is welcome to play. So, where's my window? Sorry, guys. Very professional today. I guess we'll get started with the game with Troll. Ready to go. Alright, Troll. Chess 960. I'm getting stronger. Getting stronger all the time, guys. We've got kings in the normal positions, everything in normal positions except for one set of bishops and knights. That is very, very weird. This is almost as close as you can get to normal chess. I guess it's as close as you can get to normal chess without it being normal chess. Literally, that's not true. We actually have, yeah, two pieces on the wrong squares. No, this is as close as you can get to normal chess. Just the c8 knight and the bishop are reversed. Every other piece in its normal place. Bob, no advertisements. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. Inflammatory stuff. There's no need for that, you know. Everybody hates him anyway. You don't need to inflame anything. If everyone's like, it's like not necessary. Alright, distractionary tactics now. It's the bishop on g8. Enhanced Caro-Kann. Sicilian with bishop on g8, that's kind of a weird concept. I want both my bishops to get out. I want everyone to be happy. Queenside fianchetto not happening here. How about the Scandinavian? It's the bishop on g8 that concerns me. But h6 isn't much of a starting move. We want to control the center, get the pieces in the game. Some setup like e5, f6 might be possible. I'm thinking either e5, f6, or something based on e5, f6, or alternatively, we could play e6. e6, d5 is going to look weird. h6, bishop h7. Sounds like a campaign war chest, Bob. I'm riding with Biden. The cheesiest campaign phrase ever, but we'll live with it. e4, e6. Sorry, I'm not going to start with politics. Maybe we shouldn't play d5 right away. Maybe some kind of weird Benoni with like c5. h6, bishop h7. This is going to have to happen. So Troll has the center. I'm playing very hypermodern here with this bishop coming to h7. It's good you found the outlet for your hatred, Bob. Knight c3. Don't keep it inside. My son was bummed out about one of his friends bullying him at camp, and I told him, you just can't keep your emotions inside. You know, Bob, perfect example. Let it out, Bob. Hanishberger, welcome. So originally I was gonna play like just bishop e7, but maybe this is a good plan. We can get everything. Maybe not. Threatening this. But there's a problem here. Normal chess. Why do we have to always think our pieces are on normal squares here? Why does Troll play the opening so well? Okay, knight e7, queen b3. So we managed to find a sort of place for all my pieces. Place for mom. Uh-oh, I hallucinated. No, I didn't really hallucinate, but I didn't realize what he was doing. So f3 has a hidden... It has a hidden agenda. Bob, do you have to do this during the Chess 960 game? Can you wait until we're playing like normal chess to like massively start a comment war? I can't pay attention, man. It's Chess 960. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like attacking me during my simuls. I don't mind if you do it during Blitz, but this is hard. The Chess 960 just too hard. Let's get this troll game out of the way so I can focus on more important random comments and stuff. Now I've got problems with the b7 pawn. That's what I was talking about, that original square. The bishop's usually protecting b7. And even when I played bishop b4, my thought process was something like queen b3, knight c6, d5, knight d4, and then I was like, oh crap, like the bishop's on g1, protecting d4. Streamer battle on Sunday. Don't forget, Hanishberger, thanks for reminding us. So this is the current position. I've given up my bishop. Not happy with this position. This isn't good. Definitely not good. Very little control of the position. My b7 pawn is just weak. Every time I play this guy, he has an advantage at the opening. It's unbelievable. Maybe he uses an engine for the opening, then turns it off for the middle game, plays the middle game and the end game himself. I don't know, but Troll, why are you so good at openings? He's excellent in the opening, and then he becomes human in the rest of the game. Terrific understanding of... Man, f5 is very tempting, but... Hippo. He has terrific feel for openings. It's unbelievable. And this is a guy who doesn't play normal chess because he doesn't like opening theory. Doesn't seem like you would need to know opening theory, Troll. Your understanding of principles is too good. Excellent principle in the chess openings. You really wouldn't need theory that much. Now this is just a blunder. That was lucky. He resigned. Unusual mistake there. Loss of concentration. Bullbrand and Rabbit, Kylor, Sidan, Hanishberger. Kylor, I don't know if I've played before. Once. Alright, yeah, Kylor we played like last week. Troll, too much alcohol this early in the morning. Maybe you need more. Dude, you played like perfect and then played f4? You just totally better. I mean, the b file, I have no compensation for this. And you just dominate the center. I'm not sure about that last... How did your knight end up on d3? I mean, I don't know. This has got to be, like, better for white. This has got to be better for white. Bishop takes c3, bc, plus 0.7, castles. This is the problem. Yeah, so rook b1 is 0.8 advantage to white. Now it's dropping a little. But I really don't have a good way to protect this pawn. That's why I don't like my position. Hanishberger, thanks for joining my team. Our team. Not just my team. But our team. Now, Bob, you can talk all you want. Chessline 60 is my... Resume talking, Bob. I just can't concentrate on commentary. The Chessline 60 is too hard. It's just too weird. I can get distracted during Blitz games, but this stuff is weird. Bold, Random Rabbit. Kylor, sit down. Hanishberger and Rexher. Mr. Coffee is sleeping in today for his day off. Monstrous Michelle. 21.99 is pretty monstrous. Alright guys, I'm taking open challenges. We're just going to play and commentate and try to make it instructive, but I'm not going to play knight f3 every game. E4, E5. Welcome to the stream. I like the Spanish game, but I will play the Joko sometimes. Petrov, great opening. I also play the Petrov Black. I'm not really an E45 player, but I have played a number of games, quite a bit in Blitz. But it is a little bit on the dry side. I don't really recommend playing the Petrov if you have to absolutely win. So Bold Random Rabbit is playing like the Chinese variation of the Petrov. Pretty up to date there. So Bold Random Rabbit, I guess, is quite young. Up to date. The youngins are up to date. This is played by Li Chao and some of these other guys. Very hard for White to get an edge against this, although I'm not certain about Bishop d6. I don't think that's right. I had the feeling you're supposed to play Bishop e7. But actually, maybe I'm supposed to play Knight c3. The theory isn't that well mapped out here. Alright, whatever. I don't know. But Bishop f5 is a relatively new line, and it's been fairly successful. It seems to violate principles, like you're not getting your king out of the center with an open e-file. It does seem a little strange. But Bold Random Rabbit is like 1500 going on 2000. From what I can see. Already got a draw against me. At that rating, not easy to do. I guess I took a quick draw there, but I didn't like my position. It wasn't really a complete game. Still, I give him credit. He plays the opening really well. Okay, so what's this? CD5? I wonder if I could play knight to g5 in such a position. It's a weird idea. Feels like some sort of a strange waste of time. If I take on d5 twice, he has bishop h2. That's rather obvious, right? For a 1500. I never ever used a maneuver like this, but it's an unusual position. There's very little theory on the bishop f5 Petrov. There's probably like 100 games in the Opening Explorer. I had never seen this move until the last 10 years. Less. It's probably even newer than that. Normally you have to clear the king off the e-file as fast as humanly possible in the Petrov. Bishop g4 was like an old line. There may be some gambits with that are kind of unsound, but this move... I don't know. The tensest move possible now. Okay, so I have queen c2. You know who? Ricciata's terrific move, like a master. He refuses to exchange. Bob, who is O-mid? Sorry for the... I don't know any O-mids. I don't really follow like random chess streamers. I know a lot of chess players in real life. But who is the guy? Is he like an American guy? Oh, one of those chess bra friends. Chess bra started a whole like... I guess he's a chess bra spin-off. Queen e7 doesn't look right. What's not to hate about Esserman? I guess I had better stuff. Bob, it's not right to hate. Are you drunk too? I told you I wanted to have a new... My only last comment on this is that I wanted to create a new account called Why So Modest? In the era of Donald Trump, I think we've had enough arrogant bastards. Alright, so queen takes h7 check. Bull Random Rabbit playing the Chinese variation. So this is cool. You would love to open the position with like c4. The problem is bishop e4 check, and then black has to trade pieces and get the king out quick. So c4 doesn't work. You have to castle first, but this is a mistake. I'm right. So bishop d6 is a mistake. You're supposed to play bishop e7 here. And White has had a very difficult time getting any advantage at all. In the online Magnus Carlsen Buddy tournament, one of those buddy tournaments like they're having now, I've lost track of how many there are. They're kind of boring now. There was one where, you know what, I think it was one of those online tournaments, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was the candidates. But I think in one of the first Magnus Carlsen Buddy tournaments, there was this variation, and maybe like Nepomniachtchi was able to... Nepomniachtchi was able to like win an endgame against one of those, like against Ding Liren, somebody. Bob, I think you're obsessed. You need to focus your energies elsewhere. The power of positive thinking, Bob. Dwelling on the negative. I usually do that when I'm tired. But I would put it this way, like, it's kind of like when you see people like putting really angry posts in the forums and stuff. Why are you focusing your energies at all, you know, on this? I would just ignore. Better to just ignore them. Better to ignore. So this bishop d6 is a serious mistake. But counseling is extra, Bob. I mean, it's one thing to donate, but if you want counseling, even though I don't have a counselor's certificate or whatever, you're still going to have to donate extra. All right, for the informal counseling, there is a charge. So, we got a team. Hanishberger, I thought you were already in the team. Did you, like, quit my team or something? The second person who I thought already joined my team, and then I had to, like, readmit them. It's not cool to quit my team. Alright. That was like what my son did a couple of weeks ago. We were playing video games, and he friended me on one site, and then we had a fight, and he was angry with me, so he unfriended me. And when we went to play the next time, I was like, "Hey, dude, where are you?" He's like, "Oh, well, I kind of unfriended you." That hurts, you know. It hurts, Honeyschberger, when you leave the team. All right, Kylor, let's go. A little bit of everything here. D4. An 80 spandex dancer. So I have a funky move order. If you play the Grunfeld, that's a different story. Yeah, a lot of people are members of like millions of teams. I guess that could be kind of annoying. Imagine how many messages you would get. Like, I'm a member of like 10 or 12. I think some people are trying to collect the maximum number of team memberships or something they can get. Like they were Facebook friends or something. Guys, join our Panda and Horses Club. Mr. Coffee was here, he would put a link, but he's busy sleeping. Give the guy a day off. I gave him a day off. So I've been trying to play the system, the Smyslov system, with the delayed knight f3. It gives us some extra options. We could play it like some kind of messed up stonewall attack with f4. It's not so stupid. A little risky. But it is feeling like eventually we're going to run out of moves other than knight f3 here. I don't like f4. It's interesting. It's a little weakening, and I don't really trust it. I think he gets a pretty good Benoni, probably after c5. It's playable, but reckless and loose. c5 is still a good move. It's his best move here. I mean, anytime like white plays bishop g5 against the King's Indian, this is coming from a lifetime King's Indian player with black. I mean, anytime white plays a setup based on bishop g5, you want to focus more on c5 than e5. This pin is always like an inconvenience. Now knight f3 is a standard position. d5 leaves me d5 leaves me a little bit an unusual spot where my knight may be hurting me. I'll probably have to play this traditional Smyslov system. I normally like to push, but my knight isn't in position. It needs to drop back to d2. So if I push here, I'm concerned that my knight is pretty far from getting to where it wants to be. If he tries to open up the position or something. Bishop e2 doesn't really do a lot for me in that sort of push d5 spot. This is a mistake by black. There's no way he should release the tension. I'm not sure which way I should recapture. Probably with the pawn. But I'm not certain. Maybe not. Maybe I prefer to take with the knight. If I take with the pawn, he could play g5, bishop g3, knight h5. This keeps knight h5 out of the equation. But white only has a very, very small advantage here. It's like a Marazzi, where I haven't played e4. Very safe position for white. Fairly solid for black. I'm just concerned about pawn takes, knight g5, knight h5, grabbing my bishop. Would have been a much more radical way to play. Riskier for both sides. Guys, welcome to the stream. International Master William Paschall. We're taking challenges. Anybody who's got an established account is welcome. Like, I just basically say 100 games. If you have 100 rated games, I'll count your account as someone who's reliable. You're not going to quit the game or use a computer or something. I would assume we need to draw the line somewhere. So, challenge me to casual, please. Sometimes we get challenges. Don't send me any private messages. Get too much hate mail as it is. Alright, rook c8, solid. Place for mom. We need a place for mom. This being mom. The lady. Queen d2, it's a mild-mannered, sort of solid square. Cool Chessie, welcome. Cool thing. Sonic Youth, one of the first. Great songs I ever heard in the 90s. It's older than the 90s. Queen d2, rook e8, rook d1. Yeah, cool thing. The first time I ever saw cool with a K was probably classic, like, late 80s Sonic Youth song. Oh, you're right. Cool and the Gang was with a K. I was never into Cool and the Gang. In that era, I had very limited music. My taste in music in the late 80s was pretty limited. Too much classic rock. Cool cigarettes. Menthol. I very briefly smoked menthol. Are you into menthol, Bob? You seem like a menthol kind of guy. I think I might have smoked Newports for a few months. Well, I used to. I had the, like, common sense to quit smoking about 8 years ago. 9 years, I don't remember. Smoking is not good for you. But we all make mistakes, right? Well, anyway, no matter what age you are, you shouldn't smoke. Bob brought it up, all the bad things he brings to discussion. But I live in Eastern Europe where a lot of people smoke. It's not like America or something where you're looked down upon like a lesser human being if you smoke. It's gotten a little out of hand. But definitely not a good idea to start cigarettes, alcohol, or drugs. Just don't. Like Anatoly Line said. Just don't. So Black's playing very solidly. I don't like the f5 square, though. I don't think he should have played g5. He doesn't really benefit from this. And he's weakening the f5 square. Like, lucky for him, I don't really have a great way to take advantage of it. Any way to really take advantage of it? Good luck to our hero, Schieberspieler, by the way, who starts his tournament today. Our team captain, honorary team captain, will not be here for the Sunday team battle again because he's playing over the board. My rating is 2406. Power rating. Power ranking. Drop. I don't know what to do. I don't see a good plan. White is better, but I don't see a plan. That's kind of annoying. H4, anybody? F4? Man, I just literally don't see a plan. It's really weird. This move. Inducements. Inducements. This could be a very serious mistake. You know what I would play if I had to do it over with? Maybe like h3. Let's just play h3. Give the bishop a retreat square. It's useful. It doesn't really hurt my position. So Kyler is pretty strong. He found the best. Found the best continuation. Kylord. Man, this is very annoying. There's no tactics or anything. Unbelievable. He's played this perfectly. Well, that's not true, but he's played it pretty well. I don't like g5. But he found a key move there. Exchanging knights and playing b5 was critical. And I never have a tactic. And now this move. Dude, I don't like you anymore. How did I beat you last time? Are you serious? And I'm like, oh my god. He was just almost winning there. Panicked. Kyler's good. Another 1600 going on 2000. But he got nervous and panicked. Missing the key line. See, that's hard. I mean, I know. Because I panic against strong players too. Everybody does it at their level. The secret is to remain calm and concentrate no matter who you're playing, no matter what situation. Just don't lose your concentration. And obviously that's easy to say. Easier said than done. But he basically played a great game. He was probably winning. Even rook d8 is a really heads-up move, honestly. Not exchanging rooks. Keeps the position tense. Man, I mean, you got knight e4 and you're better after that. Like, you played this perfectly through b4, and now you're just better. You just take and knight e4, and you're on my bishop, and I'm lucky if I'm equal here. I didn't even see this. There I might have to sack the exchange. So you played excellently. But this was an excellent decision here. You know, I knew I should have played h3. This position has been reached. Shockingly. Wow. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Catronius and Bade Abela, who I faced before, and Ullman would all play g5 in such a position. So really good players have played this exact position for black. I remember I played Bade Abela in a tournament in Romania, and I lost the last round. The whole tournament I played a strong field, and his Hungarian name is Takács Béla. Changed his name. A4. This is a great move. Novelty by the computer. But it takes skill, because it weakens the square b4. It takes skill to play this kind of position, but it's stopping black's plan of b5. None of these players found the best move here. a4. Hard to play, though. Someone actually played queen b2. That's demented. Gerardo played Queen b2 is insane. Gerardo, I told my story. I was at his house when Bobby Fischer called and asked to play a match with Saddam Hussein's top chess player. True story. We've got a lot of good stories here, so just stay tuned. Alright, great game. I'm lucky. Sidan, Rexer, Monstrous Michelle, Cool Chessy, Gil. So I can't believe Gerardo would play Queen b2. What a move. I mean, who would play Queen b2? That's sick. Queen b2, like putting your queen on the diagonal of this bishop on g7. You'd have to pay me to play that move. No wonder Ullman won. That's crazy. That is seriously crazy. Anyway, Gerardo was a good guy. He sadly, he got cancer and died like around 2000 or something. Maybe even earlier. I don't remember. Alright, Sidan is up next. He used to love to play any kind of games. Not just chess. He was like a games aficionado. Alright, sit down. Sit down. But I teach better than I play. Alright, I'm not really awake yet. That's 2 games where my opponents played, I think, very well. Better than me. Bob, I think it's a little bit of... Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I, like, maybe I do a kind of advanced level of teaching on the stream. That's why I don't have so many people who tune in to my Tuesday tournaments who are under 2,000, let's say. But I think you can raise your level. It's easier to go up to a higher level than it is to teach down. You know, I'd rather have people trying to strain themselves to go up than have people learning down. I'd rather teach on too high a level than a not high enough a level. I'd rather err on that side of the thing. But Bob, I think part of it is that you need to apply yourself more. Strain your brain a little bit. Push yourself a little harder. Focus less on trolling. Rolling with the trolls. But don't shortchange yourself, Bob. I think your fundamentals are okay. Can you play with me today? I donate 3 cheers. Amateur Fast Chess, I'm just taking the challenges as I get them. You're welcome to challenge me. Bishop f5 looks like the right square. This is a Queen's Gambit accepted. But I did think recently that based on the level of players that are coming to my tournaments on Tuesday, I may be not appealing enough to the lower rated players. I think like lower rated players are scared because my commentary is on a kind of advanced level. Maybe we scare people off of that. So Bob, you raised an interesting point, but I'm not trying to appeal to the masses. I just do my thing. I mean, nothing against Eric Rosen. He seems like a good guy for somebody, but you know, he's trying to appeal to a large audience, and I'm not really... My goal isn't to have the maximum number of followers or subscribers or whatever. I want to just do my thing. So, I guess I appeal to kind of a high level. That's alright, though. I take chess very seriously. I don't want to, like, water it down. That's why I stopped teaching chess in schools, because I felt like I was overqualified to teach total beginners. I'm not sure if a3 is really necessary here. It looks a little slow. It's a bit of a weird move. I mean, this move... But I like this variation because I'm sick of the French. And I'm sick of closed positions. I quit closed positions. At least in Blitz. Tactics are easier than positional play, dude. That's why chess is hard. We've had a couple players here on my stream in the last few days, Princess Chess and Rossador, who I think are on a high level tactically, but they're too focused on tactics. The hard part of chess is strategic play. You know, that's the hard part to learn. Anybody can do thousands of tactics puzzles. Not to take away their achievements. I mean, it's important, but the secret to chess is strategic understanding. That's the hard thing to learn. So bishop g5, no. It's very tempting, but it's a bad move, right? h6, just constructive. Now a3 makes sense. So I'm trying to keep the tension here. But it's the third player in a row we've had who's around 1600 who's quite talented. These are young players, my last three opponents. I mean, there's a big difference between a 14-year-old kid who's 1600 and an adult who's been 1600 all their lives, all their life. These guys have huge ceilings. Paschall, everybody's welcome to challenge me. My only requirement is that it's casual and you have 100 games for your lichess account. My current challenges are Rexer, Cool Chessy, and Gil. Gil's really strong, but he's challenging me to 3-2. Okay, Gil has to re-challenge. Sorry, Gil. But we don't do 3-2. I can't commentate the game. It's too fast. Rook e8's looking good. There's a double attack here, but it looks very, very awkward. Nevertheless, still might be a good move. We have to consider our options. Is my queen going to get trapped? Bang, trapped. That's sick. Mate with the middle. I can't say it. I messed up. I'm not going to try to do it again. Sorry. I tried to do the Emery Tate quote. Queen b3, but you have to be... Look at this. Queen b3, rook e7, queen b7, knight a5, goodbye. 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 Queen goodbye. Trapped in the middle of the board. Rook e8. We don't talk about the evil chess site here, but I'll let it slide. I just look at the challenges. If the players have 100 games, I play them. It's easy to get. You can get it in a day. But I don't count bullet. Bishop g5 h6 is just a constructive move for black. I'm not going to do that for the sake of doing that. I mean, maybe if you want to do maybe bishop g5 h6, bishop h4, g5, bishop g3. This running a huge risk, though. I don't really like trading pieces here. So, what's my plan if I don't have that? I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Knight g5 doesn't do anything. I'm running out of time. Bishop g5 h6 achieves nothing. But then again, like bishop e3 probably achieves nothing. There's a lot of moves that achieve nothing here. I'm going to play this. It's not a great move. It's not a great square. For lack of a better move. Bob Sacamano gifted a tier 1 sub. That's very nice of you, Bob. He gifted a tier 1 sub. Now I have to play him, but I still don't have to play him technically. h6 is a good move. I could do anything I goddamn want to do. Can't force me, Bob. Think you can play the system, game the system. We're about to lose on time. I have nothing better to do with my time. Black is equal here. Black might even be better now. Wow. Because h6 is a brilliant move. He's 1500. He played this like perfectly. He's lost every game. This is a great game. Now black is better. Holy crap. I'm worse. After queen d2. I think you missed the point of the stream. Paschall. I try to teach people chess. I'm not here to like win on time. But it's a good idea not to play too fast in increment. I can play with 3 seconds per move. I don't need the extra time. And in fact, like, playing with just an increment actually forces me to play my best. With 2 seconds, I'm a little bit likely to lose on time, but with 3 seconds, I'm usually pretty good. That's why I make the time control 5+3. I usually don't lose on time unless I have a lost position. Kyler, you're not that young anymore. You know, people don't have to tell me their age. I'm pretty sure the first opponent I played was young, and I'm pretty sure Zidane was young. If you're a middle-aged person, it's refreshing. I go to tournaments, and we're pretty much the minority there, so Black couldn't play this any better than he has. I don't think. It's like a perfect game. Very, very awkward position for White. Yeah, my Friday streams are 5+3. We try to get more games in than the other streams, where I'm usually playing 5-3 through 7+3. 7+3 is a better time control for quality chess. Great game by Zidane. I don't agree with his move bishop h2 check, but he's slightly better. So it was a master game until he's sort of freaked out. I think perfectly played by Black. Pretty much the whole game. So a3 is slow. I suspected it was slow. Bertzish David, Darcy Lima played this, but it's a slow move. So bishop g5 has a killer score. I'm not really sure why, though. This looks like a standard position for this line. It's a little harder to play Black. The IQP, or isolated queen pawn. One of the most important middle game concepts in chess. But look at the score here. White won 11 out of 12 games, or 10 out of 12 games. That's ridiculous. What a score. So I played a3, a6. Also, don't think a6 is necessary, so that's funny that that's what Gonda played. Okay, I have knight b5 in some positions. I know those guys. I mean, they're mainstays. The generation I played chess here. Hungary. Bishop a2 was too slow. Rook e8's a good move. I wanted to point this out to you guys, as I said. How easy it is to like get your queen trapped with White, with queen. But Black played really well. H6 was a good move. And I guess here I have an idea I didn't see. White can play knight h4, knight f5. I'm still not that familiar with these systems, but I'm going to start playing it more often. So I knew after bishop e3 I had no advantage. This is a great move. And now I'm worse. Now I'm worse after knight e4, bishop e4. And knight h2, it's a very bad move to have to play. But Sinan, I don't like bishop takes h2 check. It's still not a terrible move. The engine kind of likes it. Okay, it simplifies. But here you miss the point of like bishop d5, so if you can get this, you want to trade down to knight versus bishop. Clear positional advantage for black, if you can get it. This is just a crystal clear, if you can get this position, a crystal clear position where black is slightly or even clearly better. White has misplayed the position. Now my pawn on d4 becomes a weakness. Alright. I just take the challenges, guys, in order. So, Hanishberger, Rexer, Cool Chessy, Ayesta. Like, good to see you, Ayesta. I got distracted and I didn't say welcome back to the stream. We should stream until... I'm streaming until 1 o'clock, 1:30. I'm streaming until 1:30. We have enough time for all those games, for sure. A good book for chess strategy. Well, anything, I don't know the Gruden guy. I don't know any like new chess books. I had to stop buying chess books about 10 years ago because I have like a, now I have a storage unit filled with chess books. So modern, really modern chess books, I can't really, made in the last 10 years, let's say, I can't really comment on. I'm more like familiar with classics. On chess strategy, well, I know like the greatest one is like the Middle Game by Uwe. There's a two-part series. It's not just chess strategy, that's specifically the Middle Game. There's a lot of chess strategy books. There's one by Dorfman called The Method in Chess that's very good. John Watson wrote a good book on chess strategy. Yermolinsky has a good book on chess strategy. I'm not as familiar with, I'm familiar with American-based writers like Watson and Yermo because I know them personally. Dorfman is a world-famous trainer. There's a lot of good books by Dvoretsky over the years. But like an all-in-one book, I'm not sure it's that easy. This is funny. Hanishberger played. It's a very general topic, chess strategy, But classics like Reshevsky, positional play, is one of my favorites. This is a like improved Steinitz by black here. I guess d4. Is this a mistake? Can I play e5 in this position? It's funny, I don't know the theory that well. What happens if like e5? It's funny because I just went over the game from the 1910 World Championship where Schlechter played this with black, but I'm thinking he played like, no, it wasn't Schlechter, it was, I don't remember, it was Lasker playing black. It was like bishop d7, I think. Bishop d7 is the normal move instead of taking on d4. Then knight c3, then you take, and the next move or two. You're taking like a little early here. I mean, this may be okay for black. As I said, I don't really know, but it seems weird. It's probably okay. Maybe it's just not even good for me. I think I'm just full of crap. You know, probably like this is nothing special. Maybe white even loses a pawn here. In my life, I think I never ever had a single tournament game where someone played the deferred Steinitz against me. The delayed Steinitz, because there's also like a6, bishop a4, d6. That's the Steinitz deferred. Yeah, this is right. No, I don't know that this is even good for me. Speculative. Bob, premature resignation. But it does start to look dangerous now. I mean, I don't think the queen d5 is best. The problem is he has problems with what? All sorts of complications. Queen d5. I could even play knight c3. Pawn takes c3, queen d5, knight d5, knight c6 now. That's probably not good. I sense the queen d5 is the critical move there. Queen d6 might not be that bad, but it looks like it's walking into this. Kind of dangerous. The queen is safer on d7 or d5. Freudian slip because black maybe safest move is just simply like bishop d7. That's what he probably should do. Just bishop d7. White probably has compensation for the sacrificed pawn, but I don't think I have more. At the end of the day, I think I'm even like wrong. Like e5 probably isn't even good, or it's just equal. I was getting confused. We'll make sure. My memory isn't that great. It never was that great. I have an average memory. A lot of people always ask you, "Oh, you're a chess master. That means you have like a photographic memory, right?" Wrong. I had this one girlfriend who said I had a sieve memory. That was kind of harsh. But she really had a crazy good memory. But I have a good memory for certain things, like patterns. Not so much maybe specific moves. It's the same thing with people. Like I remember their faces, but not their names. But that's a common question that beginners ask. Like, do you have to have a great memory to be a grandmaster or whatever? And the answer is like unequivocally no. It doesn't hurt though, you know. It definitely helps, and I think like chess masters are more likely to have incredibly photographic memories than most people. But it's not necessary to have photographic memory to be a great chess player. I am not sure, you know, if I'm crazy or if this was really recommended somewhere. But it is odd that I've played like thousands of tournament games and never once I faced. Of course, I don't play e4 that much. I probably play e4, you know, in only like a small minority of my games. Provocative. I played like d4 and c4 and knight f3 in more games than I've played e4, so I haven't had that many chances to face, let's say, the Steinitz, delayed Steinitz defense. But it is just kind of a weird coincidence that I was just looking at that Lasker Schlechter game. I'm up the exchange for a pawn, too. Black's a little bit in trouble because of the king being in the center. That's the major factor here. Was queen b7 a stronger move, possibly? I just couldn't resign. I resigned to losing my knight on h8. It's a sunk cost. But Heinisberger can put up some resistance here. I feel like I played substandard. That's a bad move. Black is in no position to play passive defense. You're down material a little bit. I mean, I think you have to be aggressive and defend actively. There you go. I should have played maybe knight f4 there. I mean knight e6. Gave him a second chance. Second chances. Second chances. What the what? My mouse has a mind of its own. Someone hack my connection or something? Dude, did I play rook e2? I'm sorry? Because I don't remember making that move. There was like a ghost. There's a ghost making moves for me here? Are you serious? But I didn't make the move. I never made the move, man. I never played rook e2. I didn't physically move my rook to e2. It just sort of did it on its own. That's really bizarre. Wow, it's like incredible. Well, you can see what you want, Russell, but I didn't make the move physically with my hand, is all I'm saying. I'm not arguing whether you saw it on the screen or not. I saw it there too. But it's like I didn't make the move. Bob, you scare me sometimes. The mouse just like glitched it or something. It did some other stuff the other day. This really ridiculous mouse. I really should have gotten a decent mouse. Heinisberger, you playing a lot of Bullet? 1687. Yeah, sad. Like most of you, playing mostly Bullet. It's truly sad. Yeah, I mean, the mouse has a brain of its own, but I never moved the mouse like forward. Like I would have to move my mouse forward for the rook to go from e1 to e2. It sort of sucks. It's a really, really cheap Logitech mouse. When I get a chance, I'm going to get a decent mouse. Alright. There's no excuse to have this crappy mouse, though. It had been pretty okay for a while. The other day it did something weird. Alright, Rexer, Cool Chessy, hate them. Legit, alright. Good player. Paschall, subscriber now. You're close enough. You got over 100 games. Sedan, did I just play Sedan? No, that was Honeyschberger, okay. But Sedan, I already played you, right? So that's a re-challenge. Re-challenge. Yeah, I know, it's freaky. I mean, I normally can tell if my hand spazzed or something, and I really did, like, accidentally mouse slip. I would own up to it, but I didn't even, like, move my hand. It just sort of did it. That is weird. Rookie 2 pre-move. Scary Ghost pre-moves. Bob, are you hacking my webcam? The body cam? Welcome guys to my stream. Listen, we have a team, the Panda and Horses. Let me do this. Let me just wait a second. Rex, I'm gonna start, but I want to broadcast. I want to broadcast the team. So annoying. I didn't even make my first move and I get this huge message of, hang on, you're in a game in progress. Dude, it's a casual game and I haven't made my first move yet. Don't spaz out, lichess. So, I wanted to put the Pawn and Horses team out there. If you guys want to join our team, Mr. Coffee's not here, sleeping in when we need him most. But that's the team. Everybody's welcome to join if you have an established account. Alright. Timeout is over. So, if you'd like to join our team, you can play in our weekly tournaments on Tuesday nights and our Mega Streamer Battle, which we take part in on Sundays. The next one is Sunday at 3 o'clock Central European Time. What is up? Sideways on the y-axis. Donate for a new mouse. I'm going to put your gift sub toward a new mouse, Bob. This is crappier than my last mouse. Don't send me hate mail. So Rexer isn't here after all this? Are you serious? That's why he's a pirate. Alright, I'll give him another minute. You got a minute to start. Because I was delaying the start of the game. I feel kind of guilty now. Alright, your minute's up. Next challenger, Cool Chessy. That was a short minute, I know. But I get impatient. Anger management issues. Where's our viewers? We got a request. Cool Chessy, are you a friend of Honeyschberger? By any chance? Shrek. Now that's strange, isn't it? He's around the same rating. No, Sedan. Sedan's clone. Also the French defense, same variation. Now don't go and create 10 accounts and challenge me 10 times. This is a different move though, knight to c6, wow. That's a cool idea. And absolutely valid here. Kind of version of the Mexican defense. No, I like knight c6. That's not a bad move. Absolutely reasonable. What if I play knight to c3? I think that's... Yeah, my mouse is definitely doing weird stuff. The way it released that piece was weird, too. Bishop c5 looks suspicious. Did you see me pick up the rook there? That was me being stupid. Now black's just worse. I guess black has to play the, like e5 here. But it's so bad English. Now we're clearly better. Now you feel like you're playing troll in a roll in chess 960. My first game looked something like this today. Well, I thought that the Mexican defense was d4 knight c6. Named after Carlos Torre, who was a Mexican chess master of some fame many years ago. Like, maybe the most famous Mexican chess player of all time. But that's, I assume, the naming of the... Well, d4 knight c6, it's semi-legit. Critical variation is like d4 knight c6, d5, and chasing the knight around like an Alekhine on the other side of the board. It was never very popular, but it's probably not that much worse than, say, the Alekhine defense, which is considered by many to be a legitimate opening. So the question is about the name, because on lichess, the third-party software that they use for the opening explorer, which I think is highly unreliable, they're calling it the Mykonos variation, after the Lithuanian player, after d4 knight c6. Bishop g5 is a weird move. Bishop a3 is also interesting, I just realized, but I don't like it. This is a risky move by me. No, I think this is just bad. e5, exclamation point. Chessy is 1347 in bullet, but he's playing the game like a bullet game. That's weird for me, you know? You're playing too fast for this time control. Time is money. Time is part of the game. It's a huge part of the game. It's an asset. Well, he just won a pawn. I can see where this is going. Now we should see some interesting tactics now. How could this player be 1300 in bullet? He just out-tacticked me, winning a pawn. That's scary. Maybe he only sees tactics for him and not for me. This is pretty strong. Still, I'm not winning. I don't really know. I'm not a doctor, Bob, about the restless leg syndrome. I've heard of people who've had that. I don't think I have it. But I know I have a lot of other ailments. I think I just have like general muscle aches when I don't exercise enough, for example. But for this player to be like 1300 in bullet is absurd. Like how do you justify? Do you know how bad 1300 is? That's like you drop pieces. He's like out combining me. I don't want to play like 1300s who play like masters. He's also twice as fast as me. Very inconsistent. He doesn't know the en passant rule. It's like that time I told you guys when I played this guy in a bar in Romania. He couldn't set up the board the right way and then beat me. There's something wrong about that. Black is damn near in trouble now. It does sound like a hustle, but it wasn't. Yeah, this is tricky. I'm still not clearly winning yet. I really don't want to give up my bishop, but I have no way to break through. That's really annoying. The mouse is horrendous. You can probably hear it. It makes so much noise. Now I'm gonna need perfect technique to beat this 1300 in endgame. 1300 in bullet. I mean, that's why I'm specifically saying 1300 in bullet. Because he's like, okay, 1678 in Blitz. But bullet is like his speed. His bullet speed. Now he's finally losing. But if he hadn't been playing bullet, ironically, like he might not be losing. It just doesn't make sense, you know. Why is he losing? Because he played too fast. What's his highest rating? Well, what's his lowest rating? His bullet. Well, that's weird. If you're bad at bullet, why would you be faster than me? Maybe he just doesn't play bullet. He just plays Blitz like it's bullet. That's really the only possible explanation. But almost everybody plays bullet here. It's very rare to find someone who doesn't. Especially with younger players. They're all misguided. They've been duped by Magnus Carlsen and others into believing that bullet chess is good for your game. When in reality, it's not. It's ruined many a chess player. So, I played this horrifying move, right? He totally misplayed the opening. I have a huge advantage, and then I played g3. It's a disaster. If black just rolls over and dies, I can play h4, h5, but I'm weakening around my king side, and he has this move, e5, which I saw, and now there's huge threats of this. Very complicated position now, after e5. The computer thinks I'm still better, but you have to be on your toes. I missed this, but I don't know what I do on h6. There's a combination. This is too much for me to see. How does this work? Knight f7, rook f7, bishop f7, king f7, queen c4, check? What? This is crazy. Like, that's beyond me. This is beyond my capabilities, you know, to play this combination. I just realized, like, g3 is a mistake. I wanted to play bishop g5, but I thought f6 isn't that bad for black. I don't know if queen h5 was good as well. g3, sorry, knight g6, queen e2, knight g6, g3. Good to see you, take back. e5, knight g5, h6. So you want me to play queen h5 here? No. For some reason it's not good. I'm not sure why. I guess it just loses my central pawn. But it's... this is problem. Ah. That's a problem. So I didn't see knight g5, I played this. And now he's got adequate counterplay. Now I was waiting for him to uncork knight e5. Seriously, if he plays this, I'm freaking out. Like, he's 1300. If he finds knight e5, then he's like 2100. I saw it, obviously. Now white is groveling for a draw after this move. It's like, okay, if they play that, then I'm starting to be concerned it's like an engine or something. Alright. Haytham is up. Are you here? Is everybody here? Slovakia L. We've got an hour left. 5 plus 2. Tricky challenge. I'm asking you guys for 5 plus 3. We're not going to make him re-challenge me, but 5-2 makes me lose on time. Because I'm used to playing 5-3 and I flag. I can play 5-2, I can play 3-2, I can play 3-0, but if I'm used to one time control, it's hard to change. Now I'm thinking that I have 3-second increments the whole game. We haven't had a Benko in a long time. For some reason the Benko is out of fashion, like since the last 15 years really. I don't know why, though. I mean, I think the Benko is a great opening. It's positionally based. Mule Skinner plays the Benko. We haven't had many games lately. He's the only one who's a regular in the stream who plays the Benko all the time. One of my students who ghosted me a couple years ago used to play the Benko. Yeah. Let's talk about Esserman or something. Okay, e4. Then he takes b6. If you can't say anything nice, say anything at all, right? That's our philosophy. Not Bob's philosophy. So Maybe it's a mental illness issue. No joke. It's nothing to joke about. I have my issues. I have anger management problems, as Bob can attest. Alright. We all have our issues and our demons. This is an interesting approach. I've never seen anyone do this. Bishop g4. I guess my move order is... There's something weird about this game. Yeah, I don't like the fact that I let him get his bishop out there to g4 and pin me. Black has a reasonable position after that. It's a weird move order. How did I let this happen? It's unusual. Almost no one plays knight takes b6. It's like the most uncommon move in that position for some reason. We'll have to check after the game. Everyone plays queen takes b6, g6. Pretty much common moves. But knight takes b6 is not often played. I'm not like thinking I'm worse, but I'm disturbed that I have no advantage here. I can't remember one person playing knight takes b6. What is wrong with that move? Is it like just a4, a5 I'm supposed to play? Because nobody plays knight takes b6. I haven't had a lot of haven't had a lot of games lately. Anyway, I don't know what to do here. I just don't have any edge. I'm seriously thinking it has to be a4 or something right away. Play a quick a4, a5. Even like bishop e2 would be better than what I did. I get right into the pin right away. Bob's favorite topic. Bob, you make the whole stream about that guy. It's kind of disturbing. Can we just not do that anymore? Yeah, it's my fault, actually. I brought it up again. I was making a reference, sort of subtle, trying to make a subtle point without coming out and saying it. But it flew over everybody's head anyway. And I'd rather not even go back to it. I really don't hate all of their chess streamers. Just some of them. Yay. A5. This looks kind of slow. Actually, I've used rook a3 before in such positions. I don't have any problem with Chess Bra or King Crusher. Yeah, they're fine. Or Naroditsky. I'm very neutral toward all of those guys. They all seem okay. I mean, I don't know any of them in real life, so... I mean, there are just a few people that I don't like. Well, King Crusher deserves credit for being one of the first people to start streaming and really stick with it. I absolutely hate Bullet, so I don't really appreciate what he does either. But I appreciate his efforts to make chess streaming popular. And Chess Bras, obviously. Where's all the viewers today? Is our stream highlighted on lichess? Well, yeah, Nakamura sort of stole their lunch money. The Chess Bras, I mean. They were dominating chess streaming first. Hikaru sort of took over. I don't even know how I started getting into it. But I've been doing this for a while. I'm just trying to think to myself what day I sat down and I said, oh, I'm going to start doing chess streaming. You know, I don't really remember the conscious process of thinking that. But Haitham has drifted into that white square bind situation, which happens sometimes in these positions. I don't know about his move A5. I've won some really, really nasty games against people with this sort of situation. If I can maintain the bind. Well, Hikaru's motivation is making money, primarily. That's not my motivation. I mean, I don't mind making money, but it's not why I started, really. So he wants to appeal to the maximum possible amount of viewers. We've got a strong attack here. But I just don't think online chess has a lot of future. So, this is a bad move by me. Maybe not. Online chess is fine, but we can't have prize tournaments ever. Unless you're like Buddy Magnus Carlsen, Buddy tournament, fine. You know, but real chess for random people can't happen because of cheating. Close it up too much here, but that's a big mistake, I would assume. Damn. He's quick. See, he cheated me with the 3-2 thing. That's dirty. The 5-2. He, like, purposely challenged me to the wrong time control. And then trying to flag me. Tricking me into thinking that I have 3-second increments. That's what I was afraid of from the beginning. Congratulations. You flagged me with the 2-second increments. Alright, so I always play with 3. Paschall. He won with the 2-second increments. Congratulations. Great job. Alright, 1,000. It was dirty. Challenging me to the wrong time control and then flagging me. Well, the ending was probably unclear. I'm not sure what was actually happening. I lost control of the position. I misplayed it. I don't think I was losing. It was a bad game by both sides. Objectively. Like, he equalized, then he got clearly worse, and then he was almost lost, and then won on time. Not a really high quality game. Lots of switches of the advantage there. No, but I mean, I'm not playing 3+2. I'm not playing 3-0. This is an instructive stream. No problem at all. The point of the stream is to spend my time talking about the games. Like, it's a totally different thing. I don't need to practice 3-0 because that's not what we're doing here. You know, the guy just challenged me to the wrong time control. I do a different thing. I mean, I'm just trying to teach people. You know, I'm not trying to be competitive. He wants to, like, play competitive bullet chess, but that's not. It's not what I'm doing now. But it's very hard to play game after game with a 3-second increment and then magically now you're doing 2. Your whole pace is based on specifically that 3-second increment. I know exactly how much time I have with a 3-second increment. Now he changes it to 2, so I lose on time. Exactly. Like, of course, because my entire pace is based on that. You can't, like, change somebody's increment from 3 to 2. So Paschall blundered, dropping a piece here. $10.66, the Battle of Hastings. But I don't want to, like, beat down on people, Bob. He made a terrible mistake. F6 weakening his white squares. And still it's not that bad. But he just didn't stop to think. What I'm doing with this move, King F7. I mean, after King F7, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's defensible. He didn't lose because he's 1,000. He lost because he didn't stop to think about what I was doing. You got to take your time. Yeah, Rossiter were better, but it's not like, you know, it's like +2 for white, but it's not like it wins automatically. He could put up a lot of resistance against another player of his level. It's very likely he can save the game, not necessarily lose at all. I would say. Rossiter, welcome. No problem at all. I was hoping that the 2-second increment wouldn't make a difference, but it ultimately was why I lost the game against the other guy. I'm usually more careful, but he was like just about to play, and I didn't want to make him re-challenge me. All right, 5-3, 5-3, 5-3. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's a casual game, but I didn't really deserve to lose that game. If I play bad, I accept that I deserve to lose. But I just got flagged. I love losing by time. I guess we'll just check and take the pawn. Don't hesitate to trade queens if you're up a piece. You got to be able to win endgames with decisive material advantage. I know a lot of beginners who, I don't want to trade queens because my endgame sucks. Well, you didn't, people don't learn to play endgames like when they're hatched out of a shell. You got to learn somehow to play the endgame. So if he was to play queen e7 here, I should be happy. And anybody should be happy to just get to an endgame. We don't have to checkmate the other guy to win the game. I'm just mentioning this because it's a major sort of factor I've seen in a lot of people, like lower rated player games. I don't trust my endgame. I don't want to play an endgame, so I won't trade queens. He makes a mistake in the opening. This is a pretty bad move. I had a game the other day, in fact, where someone took with the queen. I mean, I don't know. Queen d5, knight c3, queen a5, bishop d2. There's a game like Peter Heine Nielsen had against Aronian, where Heine Nielsen did that with black, but it seems stupid. This is my game with Dr. Danny Kopech. Normally I play knight on bd2 here. This is the recommendation by the Chess Encyclopedia 25 years ago. Yeah, the insights feature is good. I disagree with Feingold, Rostor. I mean, he's meaning that for like total beginners. Yeah, don't play f6. But when you get to the intermediate level, these kind of rules go by the wayside. Rookman is invisible. You're invisible in challenges. Welcome, good morning, everybody. So it's funny that I played knight c3 today. It was like, I don't know, I just kind of wasn't thinking. This is more interesting. I have some analysis on this. Knight on bd2. Kopech played, I guess he played knight back to f6 against me years ago. We had like knight on bd2, knight f6, but it's not a great opening for black. You need to support your center with e6 or c6. I can't do a rematch. We only have 45 minutes left, and rarely do rematches. Chupa, looks like we lost some challenges. Rookman, why did you say you're invisible? We lost the other Slovakia guy. Right, never play f6 in the opening. It's probably not that bad of a rule. As I said many times, I'd never play queen a5. Alright, bishop e4 is interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting variation. This line drives me crazy when I'm black, actually. Miralles has been playing knight bishop b5 with knight c3 a lot. Now you're transposing to 4 knights. This is some sort of pawn sacrifice. Pawned. But I believe in principle. It's a central pawn. Therefore I take it. There is a nice trap there. If black plays queen e7 and white moves the knight back, we get smothered mated by knight d3. I don't like that vulture hovering around my position. Perhaps d3. Black gets some compensation here, though. It acerbates here as well. Good to see you guys. I'm going to have to start sending out reminders so people know when my stream is. It seems like we're just picking up viewers now. It's a great bullet kind of line for... Yeah, I would imagine it would be great for bullet. For fast blitz. Trappy and tricky, and... Black has some practical compensation. It's something that you couldn't play in a long game with Black. I hate playing a3. Not a very constructive move, although I can play b4 later on. Sicilian defense or English opening, whatever you want to call it. My king is in the center for a long time. More so than classical openings. I mean, I have the pawns here to guard the king. I almost don't want to exchange. I guess objectively. Conserves time. He takes back this way to open his bishop. Principle. Now what? g3, rook e8, bishop g2, bishop g4. Already we have problems. d3 is a little more interesting. d3, rook e8, bishop g5, among other things. Interesting move. So I think something like d3, e3. He has bishop g4. Maybe I should play e3 first. Just like e3, d3. He stopped bishop g5. Do I have time for g3 now? g3, rook e8, bishop g2. Yes, probably. g3, rook e8, bishop g2, bishop g4, f3. Though I have a lot of weaknesses on the dark squares there. I don't believe he has enough compensation. Also, e3 is okay. This is probably like the safest. Two Hungarians. Gobix versus Kostar. Kozak Adam. I've been impressed by Kozak Adam's rise. I mean, I knew he was a solid player, but he's sort of meteorically getting better. We played like 3 years ago in a First Saturday GM tournament, and he was around the same strength as me. But he's getting a lot of attention because he's like a very, very strong Blitz player, apparently, online. That's the trend now. I mean, he's had some good over-the-board results, too. So I shouldn't say it's just like his online Blitz is the only thing. But I'm impressed by... Was that Gobix? Bob, what are you posting there? What are we going to do with you? Grandmaster made it in 5 moves. I'm sure it was great. High quality bullet chess. That's what we specialize in here. I'm trying to be like... promoting real quality chess while tolerating bullet. But Black is kind of running out of ideas here. He doesn't have enough compensation for the sacrificed pawn. Now the knight is... Knight e4 is the idea. first we play queen c3, f6. Then we have the pawn smile. It's not really necessary though, but his knight is in my face. I don't really like it in my face necessarily. I just weaken my e3. But white's pawns are just wickedly strong. At this point we just have an advantage across the board. This is a totally desperate sacrifice. I'm going to drop a pawn here. Hopefully not too many. It's a little awkward. He's got to trade queens down a piece into an endgame. Yeah, I could drop numerous pawns actually. Then I don't have to do it on his terms. I feel like I gave him a little bit too much compensation here. Well, I think his only chance is to take the pawns. Take on d3, hope to get another pawn. Bishop e2, rook e2, queen d3, and then I don't know what I should do. Probably something like king f2. Problem is if I trade queens, I'm going to lose another pawn, and then it's like 3 pawns for the piece. I can't afford... There's no brainer. He has to take it. He has to take on d3. So if I wasn't losing b3, I would be winning, but now I'm not sure. Probably I'm winning anyway, because his extra pawn is double. Bishop d4 drops a piece, though. King f2 is... Maybe I should preserve my b3 pawn, actually. Yeah, I'm probably winning here. He only has 2 pawns for the piece. But I couldn't really have imagined what other choice he had. Still, I have to be accurate. Make sure I hold on to all my material. But I think we're going to slowly win. Just not enough. I don't teach enough like total beginners to really answer that question for Rossador. But I mean, it depends on how fast they grasp things. A relatively intelligent learner is going to be able to do that. Bob, what are you doing? What is that? Well, it is Bob. He had to start promoting his Smurf accounts himself. That saves time, right, Bob? Getting your Smurf accounts banned. If you want something done, you got to do it yourself. This is a strange blunder by Chupa. You got to keep the pawns protected. A6, king d6, a7. He's not there. It was strange the way he blundered that rook exchange, but it was probably lost anyway. And he's always been lost. He came close to enough compensation. I've got time for a couple more games. Bob is challenging. Maybe that'll keep you focused on... I can't do 3-0. Hydroxy. Raided. Kamal trying to sneak in with the raided. Nope. No rated. No 3-0. 5-3 casual. It's very clear. No 5-2. No 5-3. I mean 5-3. No 5-2. 5 plus 3 casual. That's the challenge I accept. Even Bob's playing. Bob, you're getting desperate. Have they ever tried to ban your ISP for those Smurf accounts, Bob? They always seem to show up when you're here. It's very strange. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Okay, I never play this, but in honor of Bob's favorite chess streamer, I think the Scandinavian is wrong. Normally, I don't like Queen D8, but, and it's a big but, I have this very strong feeling like Queen D8 might be better here. Whereas against Knight C3, Queen A5 is better. Am I supposed to play like Queen E6 check and maybe play C5 or something? Doesn't seem right. It's possible to play Queen E6 check, but it could be a mistake. Queen E6 check, Bishop E2, C5, Knight F3, Knight C6, D4, Pawn D4, Knight D4. White has a slight advantage. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I don't play the Scandinavian enough to know this, but I just feel like Queen D8 is right here. Queen E6 is a mistake. By elimination, process elimination, we have to come to the conclusion that this is the right move here. All other moves are bad for black. Welcome, Chestnut. Rexer, it's okay. Happens. So Bob makes a serious mistake now. You need to play D4. You must play D4. E5. C5 is also a very reasonable move. What's wrong with C5? We've got 7 players in the team battle. Listen, Sunday team battle, guys. I sent a message out yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember. We need like 15 players, minimum. Maybe, I don't like to spam, but maybe I'll send out another message for the team battle. I'm not into spamming, so I apologize, but you did sign up for the team, so apologize for any spam you might receive regarding our team battle. Look at these holes. D3, D4. Holy center, Batman. 85, materialistic, tempting, but anti-developmental. It's so tempting to play that move. Is it worth it? Or Knight B4, you know, same idea. Just feels wrong. Alright, Bob. I'm not going to try to punish you. I'm going to take it easy on Bob a little bit. He's got more things he needs to concentrate on. Like trolling. Don't want to try to beat him full strength. Yeah. Mr. Coffee, if you're out there, or somebody can link the team. Because I'm deep in battle here. Though he's doing a good job. We accept most people in the team. Yeah, Rexer. Well, I delayed my start of that game for like a minute or two when I was dropping the link in the stream, actually. Thought it was retaliation. U.S. Chinese embassy move or something. I thought you were retaliating against me for starting the game late. Tit for tat. No, just kidding. I try to get political jokes in every stream. Whatever's trending that day. But, no, Rexstar, I assume if you're still out there, I would take your challenge. It looks like it's too late. I've only got time for a couple more games. Expected Bob to play knight a4. So, focusing on concepts. The d4 square. I played this a little bit passively with bishop d7 early on. As I said, there were very aggressive options on the table here. Going for this, b4 square. Knight e5, the most interesting. Knight e5, knight f3, knight d3 check, king f1. Dynamic. But now we've got Bob tied down to d4. We're going to just try to build our entire game around that huge hole. The massive black hole in the middle of the white position. It's important to understand that, like, this is much more permanent than his control of d5, because I can play e6 at some moment. He doesn't have a c-pawn or a c-pawn or an e-pawn that control the d4 square. Very interesting, Bob. Positional play is excellent. I'm not going to let you play b4. And I might regret this move. Gotta look out, he might get my rook on a8 at some point. Rook a7. The Asterbait maneuver. Favorite of Korchnoi. Thanks for dropping the links in there, Rostor, with the team and the streamer mega battle. So let's hope we get more than 7 players. No problem at all. Hope you can make it. Schieberspieler can't play. Weakening the f3 square all the more. Juicy and delicious. Oh, Bob. I dropped my rook. Sorry, I don't play on the evil chess site. Bob, please don't take my rook. I'm taking Bob a little lightly. I probably wouldn't venture this against the top master. But I firmly believe in Black's compensation. I think it's an unnecessary sacrifice, but it's not unsound, let's say. It's provocative. It's instructive and good for your health. Look at Bob. He just instantly spots the moves. It's unbelievable. He said he doesn't know anything about chess. Instantly finds it. Wow. I'm going to have to be careful here. You can join the streamer battle, you just have to join our team. But they add time to the clock here on lichess these days. I'm streaming on lichess, therefore I play chess on lichess. I don't play on other sites. I don't like any other sites. I don't want to support any other sites. By playing on them. Azurjan, we have a list of players that already challenged me, so you're probably not going to get to play today. But much welcome, you know. You're totally welcome to come by for my next Blitz stream and play. I think I'm only going to have time for a couple more games, and we've already got 4 challengers. So it's a little late, unfortunately, to challenge me. This is the maximum I could possibly play, the current challengers I have here. Bob, you have knight d3. Oh, that allows knight f3 check. So it's compensation for the exchange. Computer thinks you're better, Bob. Rook takes e5. Give it back. Don't be greedy. Knight f3 check. Rook f3. I can't believe the engine thinks that white is better here. Oh, you're up a pawn. Alright, that's why. You're still up your original pawn. But I think it's kind of awkward, you know, for white to play it. I'm not sure I would rather be white here. That's the best you can do. This groveling. You're up a pawn. You're proud owner of an extra pawn after rook d8. But not a bad game. Respectable game, Bob. So Rexer came back. I'm going to take his challenge. He was here first. I had a draw with this guy. I forgot now what that game was like. Oh no. Dude. It's not right to advertise your Twitch stream on my stream. Totally uncool. Oh, Rexer, you're not the one who played this against me before. It's just not nice to come to somebody's stream and start dropping your advertisements for your stream on there. So, knight c3, knight on bd7. That's another thing on lichess. So many people are like spamming on there. In the forums, okay, it's a forum. If you join a team and you get messages, you join the team. That's okay. But the worst is like people just randomly spamming you stuff. They have to do something about that. Crack down on the spammers. So interesting move, bishop e3. So I'm playing the Philidor with an extra tempo. Or Pirtz if you like. Exchange Philidor with an extra tempo. I wish I knew what I was doing there. You can enable follower only and sub... Well, I don't mean Twitch. No problem at all. I mean specifically, that's a good idea. I'm just saying on lichess, they need to crack down on the random spamming somehow, but I'm not sure how they would do that. Lately it hasn't been a major issue though, but I don't like it. I get these random messages like join my team or whatever. Yeah, no, it's a good idea. We normally do follower only mode. I don't know what we have it set on right now. I think maybe it was turned off. Yeah, I don't know. He's got me in a position that I don't normally play. It's an interesting setup. So by playing bishop e3, he's given me the chance to play the Philidor a tempo up. But I don't play the Philidor. Or a bad Pirtz where my knight is on d7. Not really like the greatest setup. It's an interesting approach. We'll have to look at this after the game. I want to see exactly what the best move is for black in this position. I played c6. It's a useful move. The knight on d7 makes it more like a Philidor than a Pirtz. Now it's very, very much like a totally standard Philidor after knight f3. The d6 point is a little bit weak. I mean, that's why I'm not opting for something like g6. And the Philidor is essentially a closed position anyway. My teammate Vargasoli used to play the Philidor all the time. I would sit there watching him like play these positions that I couldn't bear to do that. But if I'm up a tempo, I guess, you know, we'll do it. How bad can it be? There are some good players who play the Philidor. Mamedyarov, Misipianu. I do a simul every Sunday, always at the same time, 6:30 Central European Summer Time. It's always at the same time except when I change it. Currently at 6:30 CEST on Sundays. We have 2 streams on Sunday. Those are my next streams. Streamer Mega Battle with Vito Levente, Parleygrass, and others. That's on Sunday at 3 p.m. And we have okay, you're gonna castle queenside. You're gonna get attacked. B5. Honestly, I would play a4 if I was white. That's the first thing I play in this position. But I'm not going to castle queenside. No, I think he blundered. This should be favorable for black. So I was simul for 25 players on Sunday. And it's a long simul though. Keep in mind, like, people do a lot of faster simuls. It takes 3 hours. So don't play unless you can really play essentially what is like a 90-minute game for each side. Like a long classical style game. This has to go. Central pawn. Why can't you take this pawn on b4? I mean, I have a lot of play, but maybe he's right. Really low flying plane. I feel like I'm at the beach. We haven't had those all summer. Last year there were some. Actually, I wasn't here during the summer, but last spring or whatever. No, I don't like being Budapest in the summer, officially. It's very, very hot. COVID-19 kind of sucks. But you already knew that. Man, c5. Knight f4. Is white getting counterplay here? Is my knight trapped? Not exactly. Optically, this looks very, very good for black, but I feel like I'm not analyzing as concretely as I should. If f3, I have bishop h4 check, which is good for black. I could play knight g5 if I have to. Streamer Mega Battle. Black is better, but I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm winning. Not so simple. I have time for definitely like one more game. Knight f4 looks good. Feels fluid, but what do I do next? What's the next plan? Queen c7, go after e5. White's amazingly, he's amazingly holding this position together. It's not sure what else I have but this. Very disappointed with the way this turned out. I have like what looks like equal, but I don't feel like I have a definite advantage. What the heck is that? e6 is a weird move. Some kind of insane tactical brilliancy. That's quite a move. Wow. Quite a move. I guess why not? Queen is very well centralized at e5. I was going to capture there anyway. So maybe he should have taken on d5 when he had the chance. Objectively. He missed the best chance. Simply knight takes d5. Queen takes e5, knight e7. And white is about equal. Now white might be in serious danger. This looks super dangerous. I have queen b2. There's also d4. d4 is far more complicated than other moves. I could have taken on b2, obviously. Yeah. That is not good. Alright. So if you just do that, knight takes d5. I mean, I thought, like, I don't have much of anything. Even maybe I screwed up my position. Oh, I just hallucinated. Wow, so you're just totally winning. I just dropped a piece. All the time I thought I could take on e5. Wow. So we both mutually blundered. That's tragic. I just gave you the game. Knight d5 I have to take here. And my knight is like screwed. I'm almost losing a piece and then white is winning. That's a huge oversight. So I was looking at c4, queen d1, and I didn't really find a good move. So that makes it possible to play queen c7. Alright, so this is the way the game should have gone. c4, queen d1, knight takes d5, queen e5, knight e7 check, queen e7, and you can like castle. My move is actually a huge blunder. Losing. We both missed it. Alright, last game for today. Hydroxy, do you have 100 games? Hydrox. No. Alright. No enough games. El Rostador has enough games. Alright. Guys, I do have one requirement, that you have an established account on lichess if you want to play. Bullet games don't count. They are not chess. I'm welcoming everybody, but I don't play these new accounts that just got created, like yesterday. Alright, bishop e4 check. This is a pain. Alright. I'm just gonna castle. This is a risky way to play with black, but you gotta take some chances. I lost against Victor Erdos, but it was stupid to play this against him. He's just too strong. He surprised me with the Bogo. I thought he was going to play like a Nimzo with white when I prepared for him a couple years ago. And I got to the board and he played the Bogo. So I had been looking at this line and just played it, but it was a bad idea. I've played a lot of WGMs. I usually play the St. George defense. I have a very good score. No, I don't know. I don't count like how many strong women title players I've played. No clue. Maybe like 10 times. I've probably lost to a WGM, but again, I don't really count. E5 here right away. He can take it. So theory, I believe, is knight on bd7. It's also possible to play knight on fd7. I know that looks really crazy. I played like dozens of Grandmaster tournaments in Hungary and many tournaments in the United States. I've played a lot of every kind of title players. Except for Candidate Masters, which is like a new, kind of a newish title. Knight f1 looks a little slow. But anyway, black's position is slow too. Is e5 a mistake here? But like most of the strong women players who I've played in this country, in Hungary, are like men's IMs or GMs. My former teammate, Huang Trong, she's like a men's GM. I played her many times. The Gara sisters are like men's IMs. I mean, I played a lot of women players who are even stronger than WGM. I'm not really sure. I'm against women's titles, but I also don't think they're necessary. I'm not really gonna... I don't have a definitive opinion on the subject. Some people think that women's titles are insulting or something. I think they encourage people. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But I don't think they're absolutely necessary either. This is interesting. He's keeping the tension here. So... Wow. Rostador, you're playing d4 like it's an e4 opening. That's interesting. Maybe you should switch to playing e4. I think like if you turn the King's Indian into the Nimzo, or you turn the Nimzo into the King's Indian, or if you, like I'm doing here, if you play d4 and you turn it into an e4 opening, chances are maybe you should be playing e4. You're playing like you're playing the white side of the Roy Lopez. That's kind of interesting. Okay, we have essentially what looks like an open Philidor, or like an exchange Philidor. What's with me with the Philidor today? Why does every game turn into a Philidor? A lot of value in this g6 move. Keeping all of his knights off of f5. Well, that's an interesting subject in and of itself. Very uncompromising. I need to break the center. Must break center now. What? I'm getting older? Are you serious? The youngest to beat me? That's like asking me how many WGMs I've beaten. I think when I was... It's funny. I mean, I don't know. I haven't lost to anybody really young lately. I'm usually very careful with the kids. None of those little kids got me in a long time. Literally, you know, it's really funny. Probably the youngest player I ever lost to was when I was a teenager. I think, like, I was very upset because it was like maybe my third or fourth tournament. It was a quad in New Jersey, and I think I was about 13 years old, and my opponent was like 8 or 7, you know. So I think that's the youngest player I ever lost to. I was about 13, and I lost this little kid who was like 7 or 8, and I was pretty upset about it. Though he was, you know, legit around the same rating as me or something. I never lost to a little kid like that. Just consequently, I mean, I don't think I've ever lost to anyone under 10, except for that game when I was like 13 years old myself. But I know a lot of adults, you know, are upset by playing little kids. And it's understandable. My problem is that there's not enough adults in tournaments. I think a lot of them are afraid, they're embarrassed to lose to kids. So they stop going to tournaments. That's one reason. Alright, I tried. Really, this guy is unbelievable. He came back to my stream again and started dropping his... That's unbelievable. I timed him out and he came back. Seriously? How ignorant can you be? Wow. Queen b2? You're threatening my knight. Wait, knight g4? Well, anyways. I lose to a lot of teenagers. I mean, I've lost to a lot of teenagers. But little kids, no. There's no shame in losing to teenagers in the chess world today, I guess. So knight... What am I doing? Queen b2? I don't think you can trap my queen. We've heard that before, I'm sure. Somewhere. I don't see how my queen's getting trapped here. Show me. Show me the way. That's how it's getting trapped. No. Not necessarily. The oldest person to play? Well, I beat Arnold Dinker when he was pretty old. It must have been like Dinker's last tournament. He must have been 80. But I've played older than that in the club, in my club in Boston. 80 something. I don't think I'm not sure I've ever played anyone like who was 90. I don't know about that. Am I just dropping a piece here? What Russell lacks in aggression, he makes up for with his defensive skill. He's not aggressive enough. I mean, that's his main problem. You need to be a little more aggressive. Play too passively. Alright, no. Just kidding. Just kidding. I was very surprised, though. Like, you traded queens. If you go back, I think this is a very bad decision. Objectively, your position is down a pawn without enough compensation, but you can't trade queens here unless you have something concrete. You're down a pawn with a worse structure, and I was very surprised that you agreed to trade queens. I mean, maybe because you're in time pressure, but still. You have less time than me. My queen is in a tight spot. I mean, there's threats of this. I actually was joking about getting my queen trapped, but it's not a joke. My queen can be very, very vulnerable to getting trapped. So I think you're making a mistake. Let's see what the engine thinks. Yeah. No. Okay, the computer doesn't understand practical considerations anyway, so we shouldn't be asking the computer this question. But it still came to the right conclusion through calculation. Queen d2. Must keep queens on to keep your practical chances maximized. You have the possibility of knight d4 to like bishop e3. Once you traded queens, I think, you're going to be lucky to draw. Winning chances are almost completely out. But it's interesting how you gravitated toward an e4 type position. So this is a new move. Knight f1. That's creative. I like that. Totally creative new move. Okay, e5. And normally you close the center in such a position, but I thought that Rossador's approach was pretty cool. Forcing me to play an open Philidor. And literally, he might have a knight sack at some point, with like just putting a knight on f5. The only reason I don't play e4 is because I hate facing the Sicilian. Interesting. I would think about that. Why do you hate facing the Sicilian? and answer that question, and then reverse engineer your solution. But I think it's good to play d4 and e4, El Rosador. That's the best, to be able to play both. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you should, like, sack a knight, like, immediately. But I'm just saying, like, that kind of move could come out of the blue very unpleasantly at some moment, you know. Or f4, bishop f8. It looks like a normal... it looks like a normal exchange Philidor. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and for being part of the stream. Thanks for playing. Thanks to Mr. Coffee for being our mod. I'm going to be back on Sunday with 2 streams. Please don't forget to join our Pawn and Horses Club for the streamer battle on Sunday. We've got a simul on Sunday night at 6:30. I'm sorry I had to decline some challenges. I can't play everybody. But I think you know, you Rosador should play both e4 and d4. That would be optimal. I think Bob can still improve in trolling at the age of 30. The best trolls don't really blossom into full troll aptitude until, like, you know, late 30s, early 40s usually. So there's still hope for you, Bob. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. And from the Panda and myself, don't forget to tune in for our next streams on Sunday. Hey, don't forget to donate, okay? Because we're poor. We need some money. I need some bamboo beer. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Support the stream.